Boom! Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru, coming at you with another film, another video. If you like the video, subscribe, give it a like. It don't cost a dime. Today's topic is JIhaad Campbell, an off the ball / edge University of Alabama. 6'3", 245. Ironically, he's a Jersey kid. It's amazing the talent that comes out of this tiny state. 55 solo tackles. He was Alabama's 11. He was their equivalent to Penn State's 11. So Abdul Carter wore 11 for Penn State. He wore 11 for Alabama. That's like kind of their thing. So 55 solo tackles, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 interception. I'm going to be throwing a couple of his highlight tapes in the comment section. So he played his high school ball, played college ball. Kid's a beast. He can play all 3 linebacker positions, and on third down, put his hand on the dirt and rush. Or he can just rush from a linebacker spot. Now, don't hate me, but I'm not going to bring that up. So now, he goes to the combine. And one of the reasons they hold the combine in Indianapolis is in that specific small area, there's like a lot of hospitals. To be honest with you, though, man, but I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to throw money into like a small town, but it's just like I'm sure there's lots of hospitals in a lot of other areas. But that's one thing the NFL has not changed. Like they've changed the draft area every year. They haven't changed the combine. I think it was like 310 or 330 kids getting invited. But long story short, I'm showing my age, man. But if you guys want to laugh, bro, you could probably look it up on YouTube. There was an old movie out there, and it was called The Boy in the Bubble, I think. Something like that. It's crazy old, like 40-year-old movie, where like this kid had an immune condition. It's not funny, but I think it was John Travolta. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm showing my age. But long story short, the kid had a problem. He was a dude, whatever. Had a problem with his immune system. So he had to live his life in a bubble in his house. It was like, it's like I said, this is fucking crazy old. Listen, the analogy is, unless you lived your life in a bubble and you play sports as a kid, high school, and then you're playing college football, and then you go for a head-to-toe MRI, something's showing up on you. Unless you never played a sport in your life. And even not playing a sport in your life, stuff still could pop up on you. So long story short, kid's straight monster. Goes to the combine. It pops up. He has a torn labrum. Shoulder. You couldn't have told it. You wouldn't have guessed it or noticed it by the way he played. To be honest with you, he's probably had this injury for a while. So, long story short, after the combine, he rushes out getting this, and he got it repaired. So now it's like people are like, oh, I don't want to go near him. For the Cowboy fans out there, do you know more than half the NFL did not have Larry Allen on their draft board because Larry Allen had a so-called shoulder issue? Because he's from Compton and he got stabbed in the shoulder fighting some kid that was picking on his brother. So more than half the teams in the NFL took Larry Allen off their draft board. If I'm the owner of a team, that doctor's getting fired and we're hiring a new doctor. This is the way this is going to go. And all of a sudden, people are looking at this kid like he has the plague, like he can't play. Listen, I would have prefer it's hard to tell when this injury happened. I would prefer that he did it during training for the combine, because if it's an old injury and the muscle retracts, there's going to be atrophy, and then you got to pull it down. A lot of times with muscle tears, I tore my bicep off the bone, but I had to wait because it happened while I was working. Long story short, it's a surgery you should get like within like 72 hours. It's not a surgery you want to wait. So the bad part is he got the surgery right after the combine, and it's going to take a while for to come back from this surgery. So I don't see him playing in training camp, and big deal. He doesn't need it. I don't see him playing in preseason. I don't care. He don't need it. But I just think it's comical that dudes talking about him like he has the plague. He could have did this in high school. Colleges are not giving you an MRI head to toe to accept a scholarship. If you can't perform, they just get rid of you. So, but also, a lot of it's smoke and mirrors, man. A lot of people are bad-mouthing him because they just want their team to take him. Off the ball linebackers have been devalued in the last few years, but the fact that he can rush the passer on third down, I think his value is much, much higher. He just happens to be a player I'm extremely high on. Got to see how the rehabilitation goes with the surgery. It's a pain in the ass. They give you this harness. You pretty much got to sleep like in a lazy boy sitting up. You ain't laying down in bed unless you're popping like 30 pills. You ain't laying in bed sleeping like that. Nah, you got to like pretty much sleep in a reclining chair. But these guys have the best doctors. He's probably getting stem cells shot in there, peptides, everything, man. Throw a little HGH in there. Heals everything quicker. He ain't getting piss tested now. That's for damn sure. And he already went to the combine, so he got piss tested there. He ain't getting piss tested now. So I'm glad I brought that comment up. HGH, human growth hormone. If you participated, if you just played sports, period, and had an injury, where let's say the injury takes 12 months to heal, but you can take something where it would heal in 4. You don't think you're going to do it? Allegedly, Peyton Manning had HGH delivered to his house under his wife's name. Allegedly, I hear, for when he had his neck surgery. That's all just alleged, you know? But he's so young, this kid, he's probably not going that route. But I would be doing everything possible to try to get that shoulder fixed. Like I said, I'm high on him. He's my linebacker 2. He was my linebacker 2 before the surgery. He's still my linebacker 2 after the surgery. Because I guarantee you, he most likely did this injury probably last year or this year. And evidently, it didn't bother him. It didn't bother him in getting ready for the combine either. So I'm not as worried about it as every much else is. He's probably going to go a lot lower than he was. I'll tell you right now, though, he ain't never getting past the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not a million years for round 1. And I wouldn't be shocked also if Shador's off the board. He ain't getting past Pittsburgh Steelers either. And the Steelers pick, I think, at 21. He won't get past Pittsburgh. I don't think, man. I don't think he gets past Pittsburgh. I don't think he gets past Tampa Bay. The worst case scenario would be like he falls to Philadelphia like at 32. But I see Philly moving up for a defensive end. I see Philly moving up, but I would hate to see JIhaad fall to the Kansas City Chiefs, but they need offensive linemen. So but my team happens to be Dallas. They pick 12. You can trade back to like 18, 19, 20. Still grab him. I'm not afraid of it. It's amazing how like someone's production on the field, and then they get one surgery, and nobody wants to touch them. Everyone's like, I find it comical, truly. Somebody's going to get a steal with this kid. Because we all know when you're rocking with the GWO, it's over and out.